prints. Let's say I'm going to use this scenario here. I am submitting this cake to a website. The website is asking me for a 300 dots per inch document. Okay. Now, that being said, if I went to image size, this is only at 240. I want to illustrate something for you. I don't want you doing this ever without doing it the right way. When you go into the resolution, you do not take this and say 300 resolution. Okay, don't type in 300 resolution. That is going to break the pixels. Okay. What's going to happen here is I need to know what 300 resolution really is. And how I do this is I look at here and I look at these top numbers. Okay, 5616 by 3744. If I need to know how big this is going to be so I can change it the right way, I need to open up a calculator. Okay, I know this takes a couple seconds and you're like, wow, what's the big deal here? But when you get into the profession, especially digital photography, or if you get into, like, let's say 3D modeling and you're using texture sizes, it's a very good trick too. You'll use this a lot, especially within the print industry. And that's what we're kind of going towards, is the print industry and many other industries for that matter. So we want to make sure that we know this. Let's say we change this up. Well, all I do is have to take this top number, 5616, take it and divide it by 300. Okay, it's 18.72. Mentally, I'm just going to put this down here so I remember that number. And what I can do now is take this and put 300 dots per inch in here. Okay, but my width is not 23 by 4 because I have taken and up the resolution. So now I have to downsize the document. 18.72 is my max print size. And notice it automatically changes the height because I have this thing called constraint proportions on. So now I have a 300 res document. Its max print size is 18.72 at 12.48 at 300 dots per inch. When I hit OK, you're not going to see any change in the document whatsoever. Okay, I've just made it 300 dots per inch, and I've done that in a way where I've used math. Okay, now let me show you what most students do that don't know that trick. So let me go into 1857 and open that one up and hit OK. I'm going to illustrate this two different ways too, on a very high res object and a very low res. So here, I'm just going to say, go zoom out, and I'm going to go image size, and change this to 300 dots per inch. And what I'm going to find is it gets a little bigger. That's because the pixels have been stretched a little bit, and the values between them get a value thrown in there that we have no control over. Okay, so it gets a little bit bigger. Not too bad with a document that's got already 240 dots per inch. Okay, but if we went onto the internet, and I'm just going to use this for educational purposes only, so don't start throwing hate mail at me or whatever. Freaking hate that. Here, let's say I take, just an 800 by 600 sky. I'll try to pick up just a sky image that has a very low resolution. So this is 1260 by 1260. It's already pixelated. If you can look at the pixels here, they're horrible. I could take the copy image and go into Photoshop, paste it, and you can already see the pixels are horrible. Okay, so what the new student usually does is say, well, I need a 300 dots per inch document, so I'm just going to change this to 300 dots per inch. And now you're really able to see what you're doing to the document. It's going to make it so big and so astronomically messed up that it really closely illustrates what you're doing. So there we go. Now we can really see that the pixels are ultra huge and going to be very in your face. Okay. Well, let's use our workflow for a second here, as best I can with this document. If I go to image size, I can see that it's 1206. So I take the calculator that I have down here. My max at 300 dots per inch document is 402. So no change. But now I have a 300 resolution document. Okay, so that is how you switch from pixels and change values of DPI. Okay, now I want to, in the next video, understand what PPI is compared to DPI.